Hi, I'm Timothy Zahn, author of Thrawn, and you're listening to the Escape Pod cast. This episode was recorded in front of a live studio audience.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. But with both having decades of hosting experience under their belt, the one thing we are sure of is you will be entertained. This is the Escape Pod Cast, a weekly look into the mobile game Star Wars, Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the Nerdy Network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
A rare Thursday episode for us this week.
Yes, plus it'll be a shortened one as well.
I hope you have a safe trip for your vacation.
Thanks, Neil. I appreciate it. But first, we need to talk about the news that hit this past week.
The Profundity Kit is released one day before it is released itself.
And what did I say about the date? Paul the Prognosticator strikes again.
Yeah. We'll go over the kit and tell you if it's a hit or a miss.
And while there's no guest this week, there's only one duologue segment as well.
The last chance to catch the latest episode of Dickie and the Noob.
And of course, Patreon's choice on the bridge.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod
Cast. What's this, Neil? What for the visual audience? What the hell's to my left?
It looks like a floating head.
Bob is now on a holo projector.
It does look like a floating head.
All right. Well, looks like there was some upgrades put in the ship. Well, you know,
we've had some upgrades. Excellent.
Well, you broke the screen after throwing your phone through the screen. I'm playing SWGOH the other day.
Yeah, my Grand Arena. Yeah, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, so welcome in. I'm excited for this week. We're going to be doing a short show. You're listening to an episode that was recorded on Thursday, because starting Friday until next Thursday, I'm on vacation. I'm not even doing trivia, Neil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good.
I'm
Excellent.
not even going to be doing trivia. So, it's a good day today, the 1st of September. It's a good day to be a ship lover because the Profundity is out. And I called it, as I said, on the 1st and on the 15th is when we're getting the two ships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Standard calendar. But, we also mention breaking news as and if it happens, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Just before we went live, there has been an update to the Extra Life charity event that they're doing.
Oh, really?
Yes. We now have a new... we now have more information on what the extra drops will be. So, if they've already hit 10K, which means that on Monday, the Endurance Capital Ship event will happen. On Tuesday, Home 1 Capital Ship event with the Rebel Assault, an assault battle on Tuesday. On Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but what days was this supposed to happen? I can't remember, but the week that they do the event, they're putting extra drops. That Wednesday, they're going to do an extra Radis event. On Thursday, they'll do an extra Finalizer event. And on Friday, an extra Executrix event. So, with there being an extra Radis event, and I wonder if they meant Executor capital ship event. But nonetheless, they're doing additional meta ship events. Because if we can get, or already, they're already doing that. If we get them to 15,000, they'll add Aurora drops, or, I'm sorry, I need to say it like Old Man Logan had me say it on his show, the event. And then we'll get a free pack that Thursday, the day before the Executor event. We don't know what's in the pack yet. And they've also said if they get above 25K for this, they will release revised rewards. So they're going to add things if they go higher.
Okay.
So, I mean, Crumb and Meathead are going to be going live after we get off the air. If I see one of them go live, we'll raid into them.
Okay.
But I mean, they're going live today, and there's still time before they even get there. They've already raised 10,000. Their goal is 20. So nice job for UC Davis. Nice job, guys. We'll get to the profundity in a second, but we have a new Grand Arena Omicron. Have you read it yet, Neil?
No, I have no idea about this one. Don't know squat.
All right. So SWGOH Oppress. His unique used to be whenever he takes damage, he gains offense, defense, and heal over time for 2 turns and gains 30% turn meter. At the end of these turns, he dispels all debuffs on a random other Sith ally and gains them for 1 turn, and dispel all debuffs whenever he is critically hit. The new text is the exact same, but in Grand Arena, he gains 50% defense, max health, and offense, and 30 speed. Flat out. The start of the encounter, he gains 2 stacks of resilient defense. At the end of his turn, SWGOH gains 2 stacks of resilient defense. Keeps maxing out for 5 turns. He'll get 10 stacks of resilient defense and 10% turn meter for each debuff on other Sith allies, putting him with Malgus or Darth Revan if you don't have Malgus. Inflicting debuffs on yourself, you're getting turn meter at the end of his turn, automatically 50%, right back into it. Whenever he's critically hit, he gains 16% health steal and offense, both of those maxing out at 10 times. And other Sith allies gain 4% health steal and offense, stacking up to 10 times. And then flat out, always happens, recovering 15% health and protection and gaining 10% turn meter. While SWGOH has resilient defense, he has 50% defense per stack and is inflicted with vulnerable. Whenever he gains taunt, he dispels it and gains 2 stacks of resilient defense. SWGOH is going to be a monster under a Darth Revan team. You're always wondering who do you
take out though?
HK or Talon.
You can't take Talon out. She's way too valuable. You could take.
Okay, what would you do?
Okay, so it's Revan,
Revan, Basti,
Malgus, Basti.
Okay,
those 3 have to be there.
Okay, if I'm saying if you do not have Malgus.
Oh right, okay. If you don't have Malgus, then you're Darth Revan, Malak, Basti, and then you throw in SWGOH, and it's who would be your
Marauder.
Oh, no, actually, you want to know who would probably be better? It would probably be the what's the one that stealths the Sith assassin?
The assassin.
Yeah, because with her first turn, you increase all Sith turn meter by 50%. So all you need, and she's actually quite easy to get fast. she's actually very easy to get fast, but she's also got shock ability, which helps with Bastion Revan and stuff.
Exactly. So
okay. Yeah,
it's another one of those. Yeah, let's actually. I kind of want to put this one on defense. This is actually one of the first ones that I've gone, okay, throw it on defense. Good luck.
It definitely has the potential to make a Darth Revan on defense much tougher than previous.
And it's already tough for most people.
Because when think about it this way, it's double trouble because you've got Talon's Omicron, as well as the one for
Savage
now.
Right? Yeah.
So two Omicrons on a Darth Revan squad on defense. Good luck. You're gonna need an A team, if not a GL, to take something out.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm even tempted to put. It's just one character, and I was going to put it on my Qui-Gon team, but something like that would really, really make me want to put my Darth Revan on defense. So, actually, this is an Omicron that actually makes me want to do something different.
Yeah,
because I'm just plodding along doing the JMK farm. I'm one piece away from doing Qui-Gon to Gear 13, so I can start taking him through the relics.
There you go.
So hearing this kind of news makes me think maybe I won't put my next Omicron on Qui-Gon. I'll just wait and I'll do Savage.
And by the time you get there, you'll have the Omicron ready. All right. Let's talk about the profundity. I beat it today. I beat it with my Executor.
Okay.
But you need the TIE Echelon. At least unlocked. Because of the widespread of because of the AoE that the Echelon has.
Mm-hmm.
And some of its abilities. I mean, it's got its counter, but I've also seen the profundity, even with the Executor with the Echelon. By the way, I called that you needed that in order to do it. Even with it, the profundity on offense is going to beat the Executor. There is no doubt about this. Let's go into the kit real quick. Its basic deals physical damage to target enemy, grants a target ally a bonus turn, and if they're rebel, they gain increased offense and they gain download by 10%. They can ignore taunt and inflict buff immunity on a target for 1 turn on their next turn. So you can target that Houndstooth, or you could target anything. You could target the Xanadu Blood. That double tap right at the beginning for the Xanadu Blood is crucial. Absolutely crucial to get in there. And if it already had buff immunity, you stun the ship for 2 turns. So right there, the basic itself is already anti-Executor.
Yeah.
If it's called to assist, if a capital ship is called to assist, deal physical damage and inflict daze for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. Here's where it gets crazy, Neil, and we'll explain how this happens. Its first special with a cooldown of 4. You increase download by 10%, dispel all debuffs from target ally, and then that target ally will assist twice. Now remember, if you call a ship to attack, the MILF can usually help. If you call the Ghost, the Phantom is going to help.
Yeah.
At the end of the turn, target enemy is inflicted with debuffs for each instance of physical or special damage that they received during the turn for 2 turns. If they have 1 instance of damage, they just get critical chance down. 3 instances, they get breached. In 5 instances, it tastes like burning. 7 instances, ability block. In 9 instances is shield disruption.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So let's say you did 3. Do you get the benefit from the 1 and the 3? You know what I'm saying? When you hit 3 times, do you get the benefit of the first 2? Let's say you do 5+. Do you get the 3 or just that 1?
Just the 1, but each one is pretty much, it allows you to choose in a way depending on what you're doing. If you're saying, "Oh, I need to breach that son of a pup," you're going to want to target something that'll hit 3 times. You call the Outrider. The Outrider already attacks it with 3 hits, instances of damage. You dispel all debuffs and target ally assists twice. You call the Outrider, that's 6 hits. The Millennium Falcon assists on any of those, that's 7, that's ability block. So you're making your choice. Bodhi confirms they are cumulative. So, the Rebel fleet has arrived as its second special with a cooldown of 4. Dispel advantage, stealth, and tenacity up from non-rebel enemies. Each enemy that lost it gets vulnerable for 2 turns. Each enemy that lost stealth, each enemy that lost advantage gets vulnerable for 2 turns. That's anti-finalizer. Each enemy that lost stealth this way is inflicted with mark for 2 turns. That's another anti-executor thing. Each enemy that lost tenacity up this way is inflicted with tenacity down for 2 turns. That's anti-negotiator. The debuffs can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Rebel allies gain full health, gain critical damage up for 2 turns, and they gain 25% health and bonuses. Rebel allies, 25% health and bonuses based on their role. Attackers will gain offense up, healers and supports go stealth, and crewless tanks, Y-Wing, gains taunt for 2 turns and 4 stacks of reinforced hull. We've heard of reinforced hull before. Do you know where now, Neil?
Where?
That's the Razor Crest's pain in the ass ability. It's unique. I say we fight. This always will happen. At the start of battle, Profundity gains 10% speed for each dark side enemy, including the capital ship, until the end of its first turn, and ally rebel cargo ships gain 4 stacks of reinforced hull. Cargo ships is the operative word here.
Yeah.
Can you recall all the cargo ships off the top of your head?
That would be the MILF. We're talking light side here, aren't we?
I mean, Rebel and cargo ships.
Rebel,
yeah,
Outrider, sure. Ghost,
Ebon Hawk.
Ebon Hawk, yeah.
It is not Rebel though. It's Old Republic. So that does not count. The Millennium Falcon, yes. All 3 instances of the Millennium Falcon are cargo ships, but only Han's is the Rebel one. Yeah. But you do have the Outrider, the Ghost, and the Phantom.
Yeah.
All 4 of those are gaining 4 stacks of reinforced hull. Rebel tanks taunt for 1 turn right away. The Y-Wing starts with taunt.
Nice.
Cargo ships then become immune to critical hits. Crewless tanks are immune to critical hits and gain 35% defense and max health taunt for 1 turn whenever a rebel ally is inflicted with a debuff. Once again, anti-executor. And they're immune to buff immunity while they're taunting. Support cargo ships. Which ones are those? Do you know?
Support cargo?
Support cargo ships.
No idea.
The Outrider.
Yeah.
And I believe the Ebon Hawk. Yeah.
Okay.
The Outrider and the Ebon Hawk. It does not say Rebel cargo ships in this one. Deal bonus true damage equal to 8% of their max health when they deal physical or special damage. The max health alone is crazy because you're already getting all those other buffs from the profundity. Rebel allies always score critical hits against enemies inflicted with shield disruption. When a Rebel ally scores a critical hit, there's a 20% chance to call another random Rebel ally to assist, including the capital ship. Download is increased by 1% when that happens. Once again, any Rebel ship attacking can trigger the Millennium Falcon to assist, so you have chances to really ramp up the download. And download's going to come in very, very key here in a moment. Whenever a Rebel ally evades on an attack or resists a debuff, they recover 20% health and protection. Whenever an enemy unit is defeated, so any enemy unit defeated, they're going to heal 20% health and protection. Whenever an enemy is summoned, and this is anti-malevolence because it summons a vulture droid when you're using the other things. Whenever an enemy is summoned, all Rebel allies gain protection up 100% for 2 turns. Whenever an enemy reinforces, Rebel allies gain 150% defense for 1 turn. This is an answer to every single ship in the game. If the enemy TIE Advanced X1, whose ship is that, Neil?
Say the ship again?
TIE Advanced X1.
No, it's Vader's ship.
Vader's ship. If it's deployed at the start of the battle, the enemy, increase the cooldown of call reinforcement for the enemy capital ship by 1. So do not start with Vader. That's anti-executrix. If Profundity uses call reinforcement on consecutive turns, if you use the Phantom, dispel all buffs on all enemies and dispel all debuffs on all allies. Full cleanse. Allies and enemies are immune to turn meter manipulation. That would be just like Luke's kit. And its reinforcement bonus for anything that it calls is a critical chance up for 2 turns. Bob, thoughts?
I've been asking this question for 2 weeks. If it can always be Executor on offense, what's in the kit that's allowing Executor to defeat Profundity on defense? I don't understand that logic. I just don't.
The AI is not tuned.
It's the AI. It's the turn order that AI chooses, not a human person.
Yep.
Okay. All right. With that being said, I'm stoked. I think it sounds great.
How close are you to it?
I have everyone relicked, and the only thing that kept me from getting it today was that I don't have Radis and Outrider to 7-star.
Okay.
I'm pretty sad about.
How close are you to that?
I'm like 5 stars on both of them.
Oh, okay.
So by the time it comes around next time, I'll be ready to go.
It's going to be close to get both a ship and a character.
I have 16K hoarded, so if I need to when it gets close, I'll spend my cache of crystals. I'll get it next time. I started farming day 1 when they announced it.
All right,
so I'm excited.
It's ultimate, Neil. When you heard of the Profundity coming, what did you think the ultimate was going to be? I don't know if you already know what this ultimate is.
No.
Admiral, we have the plans. it releases the Tantive 4,
Yeah.
which we said had to be in the kit, which is great.
Yeah.
And the enemy ship leaves. It goes after the Tantive 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I mean, seriously, is there any... It's a blockade runner, basically.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Limit once per use in the battle. Remove the enemy capital ship. Dispel all buffs on all enemies. All enemies are inflicted with speed down. And stranded for the rest of the encounter. Stranded means that they take damage equal to 35% of its max health at the start of the turn, and it can't defeat a ship, but the ship cannot recover health and protection. It's a sitting duck. All the ships are sitting ducks.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
The profundity
good.
gains the plan's acquired special ability. Rebel allies gain damage immunity for 1 turn and recover 100% health and protection. Full heal, unable to be damaged. The ability can't be evaded or resisted and requires 100% download to progress to activate. The ability plans acquired. If for some reason you still haven't beaten the other team, all allies gain advantage. Critical damage goes up, defense penetration, and offense up for 2 turns. But it starts on a cooldown of 4. Seriously, if you have not beaten your opponent in 4 turns with and you have to pop plans acquired, you're doing something wrong. Dr. Feelgood says he's 5 more battles away from 7-starring the profundity. Looking forward to that. Renard the Fox says the event RNG is horrible to play, but the profundity is really fun. Here's a problem, and this was also commented on. Radis in the event is gear 11. They are not giving you a full strength profundity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I saw people are mad. Reddit, everyone's mad about this event, saying it's pretty bad.
Bob, you fail to realize you have not processed this already for some reason in your circuits. Reddit is just mad people and porn. That's all Reddit is.
Well, I don't see any of the porn. Where's that at? Because all I ever see is mad people. All I ever see is mad people.
Okay.
So, I mean, I know you're probably not going after this, are you, Neil? You're not set up for this at all.
It's not on my radar. It's not. It's nowhere near my radar. I've got, let's see, 1, 2. I've got 5 more characters to take from gear 12 to gear 13, and then I've got to go through the relic levels, and I'm still struggling. I'm just struggling to get GMY to relic 8, and then the rest is easy. But I can't divert anything to it as much as I'd like it. Maybe once I've got JMK, I'll be like, yeah, I'll go for the profundity. Probably have to. It's probably one of those have to things. I did the same thing with the Executor. I just waited a couple, months, and then
there was
saved up all the crystals so that I could get it to 7-star straight away, and failed by 50 stars.
There was something in the pre-show when we were getting ready that I wanted you to save. What was that?
Oh no, it was intriguing to see the Hyperdrive Bundle on again. Ah,
yes, that was the other thing that we do want to talk about.
Was on at 50%. Yes.
So Hyperdrive Bundle. I mean, it was the best thing since sliced hot dog buns.
When it came out. And here's the thing: the Hyperdrive Bundle came out about 3 years ago. It's about 3 years old now. I remember I was doing the Horde series, and I was around about 90 days into the Horde. So that would have started in September, so October, November, December. January, so maybe 2.5 years, maybe not necessarily 3, but it's been around for a long time, because when it first came out, it was just nuts. You know, you got 65 characters to 5 stars. Their gear level was 8, level 80, and all of their abilities were level 5, and you got a bunch of ships. And at the time it came out, the 65 characters were relevant, the ships were relevant, the gear was it was all relevant. But the thing is, a Hyperdrive bundle, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
But
you know,
the gear alone, the gear alone at that time, even
I'm not going to. The resources and the gear, you can't argue. You get a boatload of gold, you get a boatload of currency, you get crystals, you get all of the various different currencies, lots and lots of that. You get upgrade materials, you get hundreds of pieces of gear. So I'm not arguing with the resource. The problem that I think that, you know, CG has, you know, moving forward with the Hyperdrive bundle is it had the extremely good value when it first came out. That value has deteriorated over 2.5 years. It really, really has. I mean, some of the characters that you get, it's like, why are they, you know, there's no advantage to it. So first of all, I would change it to a 7-star. So 65 7-star characters, increase the gear level to 11 and the ability to 7. So that's the first thing that they need to do. They need to, you know, it's supposed to be a boost to the mid game. The problem is the boost to the mid game is 2.5 years old. So they need to improvise. They need to fast forward the Hyperdrive bundle by 2.5 years for it to be the value that it is. So, you know, that's just for starters. And then the characters, I mean, Hoth Rebel Scout, Hoth Rebel Soldier, really? No. Just get rid of them, replace them with a couple of other light sides. I mean, the rest of the light side isn't too bad. There's everything that you need there for Palpatine, for Thrawn. Because here's the kicker. All of these characters were designed to open up legendary events, so that you could get so that you could get R2, so that you could get Palpatine, so you could get Thrawn, so you could get BB-8, so you could get all those early state. So the quick way to be able to do all of that is, you know, for them all to be 7 stars in Gear 11. Just tell them to go get the, you know, packed for all of that.
I have to point out really quick, Renard Fox makes a really, really fun observation. You can 3-man executor with profundity. I just want to point that out for all the people that were like, there isn't enough ships for us to have 2 capital ships for the rebels. Point made. I mean, seriously, you don't need all the ships for the executor when you're going against other things as well.
Yeah. So the home one fleet stays intact.
Basically. It does. It really does. All right. But no, you're absolutely correct. I mean, how would they address that though? Do they retool the Hyperdrive bundle?
That's all they have to do. And here's the thing: nobody in the late game, there is not a single person in the community that would argue against doing something like that to the Hyperdrive bundle, because taking everything to 7 stars, to Gear 11, to level 85, and to ability 7, and tweaking some of the characters and some of the ships, right? It introduces people to the mid-level, you know, the mid-level game is achieved at that point. You know, they can go for all of the legendaries, all of the, you got to remember all of the progressions unlock as well. Don't forget that. You know, more progressions unlock at 85. You know, there's just all of the rewards that you get from all of those quests. You know, there's crystals in there, there's shards in there, there's gear in there, there's all sorts of stuff in there as well. Okay, so I just and it brings new people to the game. The Hyperdrive bundle, if there was somebody new playing this game and they asked me, I would genuinely say no, don't. It's not good value. The character wise, you know. It was good value 2.5 years ago. It's less value now. I would
to
argue
the end game player, it's the same value though.
Yeah, I would say $50 should be its constant. Should be its new roof instead of it being $100. And them doing this 50% off, maybe just permanently reducing it to that. If they're not going to tweak the characters and the gears and the levels, just reduce it.
I would say reduce some of the gear and leave this at $50 to be an entry hyperdrive bundle, but put out a second hyperdrive bundle that you can only purchase one or the other. Either you spend the $100 to get the big one, or you spend $50 and you're on your way to the starter. So
yeah, I just think, don't get me wrong. I like the Night Sisters, but I would instantly replace the 5 Night Sisters with the 5 Geos. I would tweak a couple of the Sith. I'd take Sidious out. I would take Sidious out and put in Darth from the Triumvirate. Oh, not Nihilus. Nihilus is right.
Scion.
Darth Scion. So
I would definitely
bring him in. I would swap Greedo for either Django or Bosk, so that all of the bounty hunters that you're getting have a ship. So I would there's only 4 bounty hunters there. So I would drop one of the first, because there's 6 First Order in there. Don't need 6. I would drop the first, I'd drop the Fox and put 2 bounty hunters there. Greedo, replace him with Bosk, and the First Order Executioner with
well, why don't you let's table that. Let's table that. And actually, over the course of the next week or two, maybe not next week, but let's take a deep dive into it. If there's nothing to talk about, let's take a deeper dive into this and it's a great, slow week piece of content that we could do.
Yeah, so. It's good for it. Yeah, definitely. And the ship's just atrocious. Yeah, the ships in the hyperdrive, but especially now we've got the Executor and the Profundity. My God, the ships need sorted out in the hyperdrive bundle.
All right. So, by the way, thank you, Cass, for the shiny nickel given to us during that, and also before, for those who weren't in the pre-show. Thank you, Big Country Max, for the subscription. Remon19 and DrakarTTV, thank you very much for the follows during this show, during this first segment as well. Neil, we're gonna, that kind of summarizes the past week.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've kind of taken the duologue and gone long.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna do when we come back, Bob's gonna join us for some Patreon's Choice and Zaz's questions. If you have channel points, you can use them. We'll answer a question live on the show. If you do not have the channel points, all you got to do is become a Patreon, and then you have unlimited free questions. We may limit you in 1 week, but unlimited while we do the show. Until then, we're going to be right back after the last showing of this week's Dickie and the Noob, right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HOTUTILS.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Previously on Dickie and the Noob, and now the continuation. Don't freak out, Noob. I had Yarmo install a multiverse drive on your motherboard. All we need is to find a reality where Hondo isn't missing, and boom, we've got him.
Not as confused as I am about the fact that we are now made out of blocks.
Whoa, we are. This is pretty different. Rowan, do you know somebody by the name of Hondo Onaka by any chance?
I do! I know exactly where to find him.
Seriously? Can you bring us to him?
Follow me!
And now...
Dickie, why did you summon me? Do you have any progress to finally report?
I do. I actually found Hondo.
Seriously?
Yeah, I found him hiding in the multiverse.
Multiverse. So, is this even our Hondo?
Well, he's a little different.
What do you mean a little? That is a Lego minifig.
I assure you, I am the real Hondo Onaka.
In your whole minifig world, maybe, but I can't scan a Lego Hondo onto the holotables. That won't work. Besides, the royalty fees would be astounding.
Royalty fees? You've never heard of piracy? Now that is the way.
Piracy. You're an inch and a half. How would you even fight?
That is a fair point.
Look, Dickie, I'm pouring a lot of crystals into financing this expedition. I'm expecting better results than this. I want Hondo on my holotables now. Do you have any leads?
We did find his daughter.
His daughter. Can she fight?
Well, she fights with Noob all the time, but that's more with her mouth.
So I'm no closer to getting Hondo on the holotables.
Well, I think we have an opportunity. Hear me out. What gets a pirate's attention more than anything else?
I don't know. The sea?
Nah. Booty.
Fair enough.
And who has the biggest booty in the galaxy? Jabba the Hutt. And Jabba is finally coming to the holotables, and he's looking to put a crew together.
How does that help us?
We put up an announcement. Jabba is putting a crew together of the worst scum and villainy in the galaxy. Richest contracts Jabba has ever put out. There's no way Hondo will be able to resist coming out for that.
All right, I see where you're going. I like it.
All right, I'll get started right away.
Great. Don't mess this up. You two be nice to each other, damn it.
Wait, was that Paul?
Yeah.
And he didn't even want to say hi to me. How rude. I always love to hear that guy's voice. There's something so familiar about it, you know?
Yeah, well, we're really busy. We gotta get to business right away, Noob. We gotta get a dispatch out ASAP. Would you rather bare-knuckle box a Wookiee than fight Rey one more time? Would you rather drink whatever disgusting milk Luke does rather than fight him again? Would you rather milk Kylo Ren's nipples and have to endure one more battle with him? Does a battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi make you doubt the existence of any sort of deity? Does the idea of fighting Anakin again make you want to lock yourself in your room with a My Chemical Romance CD? Does all of the Sith make you lose all of your dank ferrix? Well, don't just stand there feeling sorry about it. It's time for a new sheriff to come into town. That's right, Jabba the Hutt is entering the holotables and is poised to take down the meta. But What he needs is you. He needs you to come help in the fight. So don't just sit there. Join in and become a member of the Hut Cartel. Open auditions will be held next month on Tatooine's Got Talent. That's right, we're going to be testing all of your scoundrel skills, whether it be shooting, lying, stealing, deception. Prove that you have what it takes to help Jabba take over the meta. And best yet, this will be the biggest contract Jabba has ever put on the table. So come collect your bounty next month, right here on Tatooine's Got Talent. Only the worst scum and villainy need apply. Pirates preferred.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final segment this week of the Escape Podcast. This is The Bridge. All right. First off, we're going to go with Cass's question. Asks, when will Bob get a body? When he takes over Noob like last time. That's the only time that Bob's ever going to get a body.
Soon, guys. I'm working on it. They don't know, but I know.
All right. Let's go over to Zaz's question. Top 3 Mel Gibson movies.
Okay. Oh, now we're talking. Well, Braveheart is definitely at the top.
Okay.
Braveheart has to be number 1. Mad Max comes in at number 2, and Gallipoli for number 3 for me.
All right. Bob, what do you got?
Number 1 for me is probably Signs. The Lethal Weapon movies. Fudge. He's in so much stuff.
Just pick 3.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home definitely is on my list. Expendables, the movies that he's in, and The Patriot. I actually did like The Patriot. So there we go.
I love that movie. I'll trade you. Patriot.
Fine, I get Lethal Weapon.
Daddy's Home. Okay.
I get Lethal Weapon. All right. Top 3 Halle Berry movies. And by the way, thank you, Distortion125, for the follow while we're in this segment.
Okay. Halle Berry is slightly different. Okay. I'll say the Flintstones. Her character name was Ms. Sharon Stone. It was so funny.
Yes.
So definitely that one. I'm racking my brain. Swordfish. She was okay in that. She was good in that. I'm not going to say Catwoman. I'm just not. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to say. I'm a DC fan, and I'm not going to say Catwoman because no, absolutely not. Every other movie she'd ever done would appear on this list before that.
Okay, there you go. That'll. So you gave us your top 2 and the bottom 1.
Yeah,
I'm going next. Die Another Day. 100%. One of my favorite Bond girls. Monsters Ball, crazy, awesome movie. And I'm a Marvel guy. I like the X-Men. I love Storm. What you got, Bob?
Well, X-Men was in there, but I'll pick something besides that.
No, you could take X-Men too. I mean, 3 people are answering this time around instead of both just me and Neil.
John Wick, X-Men, and Kingsman. Secret Service.
Actually, the Golden Circle is the one she was in.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good one too. I like them all, but yeah, those are probably my 3 favorites.
All right, Dustin Hoffman movies. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first on this one.
Okay.
Hopefully, I don't take them away from you. Hook. Definitely Hook. Dick Tracy. And can I go Meet the Fockers without upsetting anybody?
No.
All right.
Okay. First of all, Rain Man has to be the number one. 10 minutes to what? No, that's pop culture.
Definitely.
That is pop culture. Then Tootsie, because that was just hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And then I'm gonna say, what was the one?
Which one?
I'm sorry.
The Graduate. That's usually the one that you can't think of.
It was the Outbreak. It was the Outbreak movie that he did.
Oh,
was it called Outbreak?
It might have been. I don't know. I don't remember that one.
The fact that it's called Outbreak is what's throwing me off. The dust.
So I'm sure somebody will tell us in chat. Bob, what do you got?
Okay, Meet the Fockers for sure. I love that show. Wag the Dog, and he was in Dick Tracy, wasn't he?
He was in Dick Tracy. Yeah, that was my number 2.
Okay, yep, those 3.
All right. Top 3.
Jack Donnell says yes. Outbreak. So the word outbreak. Dustin Hoffman, Outbreak movie. Outbreak. I can't think of the title because Outbreak was the title. That's why I was getting confused.
Top 3 Christian Bale movies. Bob, you're up first. We made you go last a bunch of times.
No, you go.
Me go. All right.
Yes, I don't know yet. I gotta think.
American Hustle, Dark Knight Rises, and I'm gonna have to look up a list here real quick. Oh my God, American Psycho.
That was going to be my number 1.
Okay.
American Psycho was my number 1.
You can take it. That was my number 3. You can take it as your 1. Go ahead, Neil.
That's all right. I was going to do American Psycho, and then I was going to do Reign of Fire, just because of just because there's an element of Star Wars in that film.
I was going to say a dragon movie.
He literally, it's a dragon movie, but Christian Bale acts out Star Wars in that movie.
Okay.
When he's telling the kids the bedtime story is Star Wars.
Okay.
That's the bedtime story he's telling to the kids. So that one, and I will I'll say Terminator Salvation, because I recently heard an interview from Timothy Zahn, who wrote the prequel and the sequel stories to Terminator Salvation, and where he was taking the Terminator franchise could have actually been quite interesting, but the studio never went for it. So it would have been interesting to see Bale go in the direction of the story. So those are my 3 and my reasons.
All right.
You guys took all of mine, but did he play Gore the God Butcher in Thor Love and Thunder? Wasn't that him?
So
yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
Okay, so that's mine, because he did an amazing job. He was one of my favorite villains so far in Marvel. And some other ones that aren't my favorite, but you guys picked them all. I like 3:10 to Yuma, and he was in Public Enemies, right?
Public Enemies, yeah.
Yeah, so I like those ones. So.
That was my honorable mention. All right, last one. Top 3 movies that are comedy parodies of other movies. Can we all agree our number 1 is Spaceballs?
Spaceballs, yes.
Yeah.
Spaceballs is without a doubt, yes, number 1.
Not Another Teen Movie was one of my favorites, and Superhero Movie. I mean, Tracy Morgan in Superhero Movie was hilarious.
Yeah, but don't you think that the screen parodies were a little bit funnier. They were a little bit more interesting because they kind of
Scary
they were
movie.
more-
I'm not a scary movie guy, and so therefore scary movie didn't appeal to me.
Yeah, scary movie would be in my top 3, definitely for that. And then what else? Let's see, what else has been parodied. Probably Shaun of the Dead, without a doubt. Shaun of the Dead.
I know what you're speaking of.
Shaun of the Dead is just perfect satire of a zombie apocalypse.
There's one other movie that's going to get a major honorable mention if Kyle or if Bob does not. Sorry, Kyle.
Don't ever call me by my name.
all right, Lil Nas X. So what's the other one? Or what are yours?
Don't be a menace in South Central
while
drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
And then number 3.
Yeah.
American teen movie, right? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
It made fun of American Pie.
Not another teen movie. That was my number 2.
Okay.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Total.
Yeah. No, that's a good satire. That's a good satire of war movies.
Dr. Feelgood says Spinal Tap. Cascade says Breaking Wind.
Well, then Best in Show.
Best in Show. Well, it's not really a parody of another movie, but it's certainly a parody of the dog show culture.
Yeah, and he kind of parodies overall documentary style, So I guess all 3 of his movies would be.
So, Neil, what do you got coming up on our channel?
I really don't know at the moment.
You got to get on there. We got to get some more days streaming.
Datacons have been bringing me down. I wasn't expecting Datacons to affect the game in the lower divisions of Division 3 and Division 4 as much as they have done this month. I was expecting it to come maybe in another month or so, but it's here, and I'm firing it up. I'm looking at the one GL team my opponent's putting on defense, and why are they putting that one single GL on defense with nothing else around it? Because it's got a level 9 Datacon on it that I can't get past with my 2 GLs and my Star Killer, and that's why. I'm coming out. It's that's not fun. So it's like, why would I stream that? Seriously, why would I stream that? The stream would last 5 minutes.
And Bob, you had that earlier today.
Yeah. So further what he's saying, if you guys want to come by and watch a 15-minute Grand Arena of me screaming and bitching about Datacrons, come on by, because that's what will be happening with me this week.
I will say that there will be a special live stream this weekend. There will be a special live stream.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna be doing a box opening of a handheld that I got.
Oh, we're doing another handheld.
A cheap. Yeah, I got a really, really nice one at an extremely low price, and it's a very, very.
Now, is this a personal one, or are we going to give it away later on?
It's a personal one, but it's a personal one. But it would mean that we could raffle off my old RG. So I went with Amber Nick again. So my last one was an RG 350, which is not on the table in front of me, so I can't show you.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it if we want to do that.
The one that I'm getting is the RGP 353i, which is a little handheld. It's got touchscreen. It's got Linux and Android operating system on it. It's also got Bluetooth and HDMI out. So,
do we want to do that now? Do we want? This is entirely up to you. Do you want to start, since it's September 1st? Anybody that is a Patreon or
anybody that's a Patreon automatically gets in, and then we'll just say 100 bits so that we can
on the final show of the month. On the final show of the month, 100 bits gets you a chance to be in.
Yeah.
But if you're a sub on the final show of the month, you're also entered to win.
Yeah, you also automatically If you're a sub that, so Patreons will automatically get in. If you sub, then you're automatically in, and otherwise you can just do 100 bits on the day of the show. We'll do that for the RG 350.
All right.
I'll restore it back to its factory settings, put the memory card back in
and
it.
we have a video. If I'm correct,
there's a video. There's a video on the channel,
on the
of me
YouTube
doing
channel. Yes,
on the YouTube channel, doing a box opening and going over it.
All right.
So, it's still stands brilliantly as a device. I mean, I've used it for PlayStation games and stuff. I just want something that does a little bit extra, and I want to test it to its level. The whole point of having the Bluetooth and the HDMI out is you actually use it as a console as well. So you can connect 2 Bluetooth controllers to it and plug it into a TV if you want to play more upscale games like PlayStation 2 and Sega Saturn and stuff like that. So,
which you can with that. So it's a great. It's going to be a great price for somebody. So, Bob, what do you got coming up on the Bones 88 channel?
Just Grand Arena, Marvel Strike Force, trying to, play some AAA title things, maybe Jedi Fallen Order, Fallout, the usual.
All right. There we go. And so this week, you ain't going to see me. I'm done. So for me, I'll see you guys next week. Coming up, are we still doing GA Center tonight?
No. It's not going to be tonight. It'll be tomorrow.
Okay. So
it'll be tomorrow.
So instead of the normal show on Fridays, you're going to do GA Center.
Yeah.
All right. So make sure you check that out tomorrow in place of the normal show time. If there's any delay, I'm sure you'll communicate it on our Discord server. But until then, thanks for tuning in to a shortened show. We will see you guys with a full show next Friday. If I don't make it back on Friday, it'll be Saturday. But nonetheless, we'll bring you a full show next week. Thank you so much for all the support. It is September on Twitch. If you are watching this on Twitch or want to support us on Twitch, they have deals on doing subs, which, by the way, will get you into the drawing for the handheld console. I can't stress the word console enough, can I, Neil?
It's an RG350, a black and orange RG350.
Yeah. So, thank you so much. We will see you next time. Be nice to each other, damn it. Neil?
Push the button.
Don't mind if I do.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.